The people united will never be defeated. 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 The people united.
Told ya. Hey, can we go to the street and hold it up? Where's communism ended by?
What we need to know is what you think communism is. Because right now we're just slinging around words. Right now we're just slinging around words, and we're not having.
What do you think the Constitution is?
I know it's this document.
Yeah, and what does it say? What does it mean in this country?
Okay, so let's actually talk about that.
So, lay it on me.
The way that I can talk about it.
No, I asked you about the Constitution.
And I'm going to say why
I've answered your communism question 8,000 times. I don't need to explain to you communism.
But you do.
No, I don't.
Know whether or not it actually contradicts
communism.
the Constitution.
Oh, yes, I do. Because, okay, if it's not a republic, it contradicts the Constitution.
Let's go over here, because we don't want to disturb.
If it's not a republic, it contradicts the Constitution.
Okay, and so can we have a and a republic is what? A republic is a representative form of the government, right? Where people have a voice.
Right. And if you put communism in, they don't have a voice anymore.
But now you're saying that communism is something that does not represent the people. And now I'm asking, is that true?
Yes.
Well, why is that true?
Because every penny you make under communism goes to the government, and then the government distributes it, right?
But if we have people that our representatives say that that's what they want,
okay, well, get yourself an amendment. But that's not what the Constitution says.
But the Constitution doesn't say anything about that. You're saying
yes, it does. The Constitution guarantees a Republican form of government.
Representative form of government.
A Republican form of government.
Necessarily imply a particular economic.
Look it up. There's right now the Republican.
Okay, representative.
Yeah.
Right. But if we are representative and say we want,
if
we are representative and say we want a different economic,
it says it's a republic. Communism is not a republic form of government.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, then you can't implement it in America. Your argument is moot.
You're not speaking to the point.
No, you're not speaking to the point. You're not understanding the point. Your argument is
that I want a representative form of government, but a different economic system.
No, communism is a form of government.
It's an economic system. And this is why we need to get clear about what we're talking about.
Okay, so lay it on me. What should we do?
We can have a democratic communism, perhaps.
How's that work?
Well, what we could do is people together could represent themselves or elect other people to represent themselves and say that they want a different economic system, that they don't want to associate republicanism.
Why hasn't that
happened? And that's just a possibility.
Why hasn't that happened yet?
Well, here we are doing it.
You got 40 people in. It's been 230 years.
Look, we've
done pretty damn well so far, so why do you want to change it?
There's been plenty of movements that have tried to fight for more fair economic
You think communism is fair economic redistribution of wealth?
Well, that's the question that we need to ask. That's a different question.
You think I owe every penny that I make for the government for them to decide where it goes?
And that's not what I'm saying.
That's communism.
What we need to do is get clear about what communism is.
I just told you what it is. And I just told you that it's illegal under the United States Constitution.
So you're saying, if I'm getting your definition correctly, right, is communism...
Definition. Look at the definition.
To what I said.
Dude, I don't have patience for communism. I don't. Because it's illegal, okay? The Constitution is the Constitution.
Have you ever taken the question?
The Constitution...
Do you know what that fallacy is?
Do you not understand the Constitution? Do you not understand that it's the law of this land, sir? And that our forefathers wrote it to guide this nation, and it's been great for the past 230 years. Yeah. Everybody in this country has an equal chance.
Well, the Constitution was written.
Yeah, and it had the amendment process, didn't it? And it got amended, didn't it? Yes, it did.
Yeah, it's still very, I mean, the situation in our country today is one where things are not perfect.
So get yourself an amendment, man.
So the question is, what kinds of
amendments? Get yourself a commie amendment.
What kinds of amendments would we need? Would we need amendments that address economic needs?
I don't think so, no. But the government should stand out right now.
If you're fine with your economic situation, then that's great.
No, see, I'm not fine with my economic situation, but I don't blame everybody else. I don't blame people who make more money than me. I blame people for not having my economic situation. I should work harder.
But they work very hard if they don't have any economic situation.
Well, then they should figure something out.
Well, what do they figure out? And how do they...
So you think that
Is it the government's job to figure it out?
I don't know.
It's not.
No,
we have a Republican form of government. So you have no respect for the Constitution, my friend. You have zero respect.
He's right.
You don't understand that the Constitution is a building block that cannot be changed unless there's an amendment.
We're trying to have a discussion about what that means.
I think you're right as far as it's all.
Why do you keep trying to change?
You know what? I'll be on your camera for this point. why is it, I'll ask you this, for people who are so fond of the Constitution, why is it that people in your movement don't realize that one of the fundamental articles of the Constitution says the Constitution is not a sacred document, and we the people reserve the right to amend or replace it at any point. Or replace it at any point.
With what? You want to replace it with
what we're out here today doing is having an open discussion about how people in the 21st century want to live.
Why am I believing a liar?
Not rich.
Why am I listening to a liar?
200 years ago.
So why am I listening to a liar?
Media. Peace out.
Why am I listening to a liar? Liar!
Look, you and I don't need to be enemies here.
That guy lied to all of you!
True. I mean, I'd love to be enemies with him. I mean, you and I don't need to be enemies here. We probably should.
No, you are my enemy. You know why? Because you're communist. Okay, you're an enemy of this country. Okay?
But I mean, here I am. I'm somebody who's willing to talk to you. And I'm willing to talk to you.
How many times do I got to tell you? Because look, communism is anti-democratic, commie.
What is democracy?
Democracy? We don't have a democracy. We have a representative republic, sir.
Well, look, I'm interested in something called democracy.
Well, we don't have that.
What I see is
maybe you should go to Venezuela and hang out with Hugo Chavez.
A representative republic as a means of achieving democracy, right? And it's a means that was a pretty smart idea, but it's not necessarily the only idea for achieving democracy. Now,
where's your constitutional amendment? Or where's your new...
If you want to help me draft the constitutional amendment...
I'm not helping you do anything.
Well, but look...
Because you are an enemy to that constitution.
This is what I'm saying, is democracy is respect for the individuals and everybody that's concerned in society.
It's not a democracy, though. See, you don't even understand. You're sitting here telling me I don't understand. You don't understand the country you live in. And you don't understand that constitution I gave you. You don't get it. Look, you don't get it.
The issue that's is what are our ideals? Okay. Now, my ideal is a society in which everybody has the right to participate in their opinion.
We have that.
Now, representative government is one way of achieving that, and if that can be improved, then I wholly support it.
How does communism improve that?
Well, look, communism is an economic system, okay? Now, if communism can provide people with the means to educate themselves, express themselves intelligently, and help to make this world a better place,
why is China moving away from communism?
Look,
where's the United Socialist States of Russia?
I don't think...
Where is the United Socialist States of Russia?
I don't think that communism has ever been realized. Okay? And we don't even
need to failed every time, but we can do it better.
We don't even need to use the word...
We can do communism better!
I wouldn't consider it communism.
This guy does, though. My friend, this is your problem. You got way too many people here with too many ideas.
No.
Homeboy, this guy is a communist! He's a communist.
We would more than love to have you come down and speak your views, but you don't want to come down and speak your views.
You kind of just want to
come down and think that this is everybody isn't for communism.
I think everybody is for socialism. No, because this allowing communism. That guy's for communism. You're not. This guy's for squatting. That guy's not for squatting. What the hell's going on around here? You people don't even know why you're here.
You're not constructive. You're not trying to provide any ideas.
What's the problem? So what's the problem?
I think that you're complaining about that.
I'm not complaining about that. They're complaining about it.
I think that you and I...
They're sitting here telling me communism isn't what they're for, and they got 5 different
You keep spewing out communism.
Because this guy's...
No, he's saying, he's speaking on an economic...
Is that maybe communism as an economic system could help us realize our ideals of democracy.
Where is the United States? Where is the United Socialist States of Russia? Where is it?
This isn't the question.
Yes, it is.
No.
Because it was the communist state. It failed. You know why? Because it failed every time.
What is communism to you?
Jesus Christ almighty. How many times I got to answer this question? What's communism to you?
Look,
what is a representative form?
I'm not going to speak on that because there's...
Why are you asking me?
Because you're the one that is spewing out the word all the time. I'm not saying anything about communism.
I'm telling him in the Constitution. I just handed him in his back pocket. It's illegal. So that makes him an enemy of the Constitution if he's trying to implement communism. And I'm not going to change my mind on that, no matter how many times you socialist, communists, lefties decide that it's okay to take my revenue and give it to somebody else.
Pretend for a second that I'm an honest person.
Okay? Pretend for a second. I will suspend my disbelief.
If you can drop all of your preconceptions about what I am, and pretend that I'm another human being that's trying to have
I didn't say you weren't another human being.
Somebody that's trying to...
I keep telling you you're wrong, and you keep telling me that you're not.
So what I want, and
I keep telling you that Constitution says you are, and it's the law of the land. So go to Venezuela.
You've been encountering a problem, right? And that is people have been asking you, well, what do you mean by communism? And you think you keep answering it.
Oh,
And he's not. You just keep doing that.
And you get more and more frustrated. Okay? But I would just ask you to
explain to me where has communism worked?
I would ask you.
Where has communism worked? You're advocating for communism. Where does it work?
And I'm asking you that. I'm saying there's never been anything like communism in this world. The way that I can see communism. Okay?
So are you going to be on the balcony like a Vita, taking care of all of us?
I love that.
I bet you do.
But look, you seem to be having a hard time articulating your point to the rest of us.
No, I don't.
Really? Because we're so clueless about what you think communism is.
I don't.
You're identifying it with
I just told you 800 times. Communism is a totalitarianism. Where all economics is seized from the people and give it to the government.
I'm not a communist at all.
Well, then you just said you're trying to
find it clearly.
No. Yes,
You
I
said
do.
totalitarian government
Plugged in over there.
that seizes all.
You cannot
I'm not a
press
communist.
communism.
No way.
You cannot press communism or anything other than a Republican government in this country.
So let's talk about something else then.
Because we're not. We're the United Socialist States of Russia.
If you mean communism by that, then I have certainly.